question. As NATO Secretary General, of course, my main focus is to make sure that the alliance as a whole is safe. When I, through that lens, look at the NSS, it clearly states that the US is committed to Europe, to keep Europe safe. The US is committed to NATO, and it also acknowledges that for the whole of the alliance to stay safe, you need a strong cooperation within NATO between the European allies and Canada and the United States. And indeed, as the Chancellor was saying, when you then take a look at the NATO summit in The Hague, it has been President Trump consistently, when he was Trump 45 and now Trump 47, pleading for European allies and Canada to do more. In The Hague we did. We decided collectively to go to this 5%, including the 3.5% on core defense spending, which equalizes the spending in Europe and Canada with what the US is spending. And this has been, since the 1950s, since Eisenhower, a big irritant on the US side. They have always been committed to NATO, but they also had the expectation that we would spend more, that we would at least spend the same as they are doing. Not only because we want all to spend the same, but because we have to do it to reach our capability targets, to make sure that we can fight the Russians if they would attack us. And of course, we also have the huge build-up in China. So you see Europe stepping up. And here again, Germany is taking the lead. The fact that Germany has decided to reach the 3.5% in 2029, 6 years before 2035, is huge. It is a staggering amount of money Germany will spend on its defense, but it is also a clear call to arms for all the others in Europe to do the same. And then when you look at Europe stepping up, we have seen Pearl, which is buying from the US defense base to deliver weapons into Ukraine. Again, Europe and Canada stepping up. We have seen it with the coalition of the willing under European leadership to make sure that when there is peace in Ukraine or a long-term ceasefire, that we can keep Ukraine safe going forward. And then more recently, when you take a look at the Baltics, what happened there with the cutting of undersea sea cables, when you take a look at the eastern border as a whole with the reckless airspace incursions from Russia. So Baltic Sentry and Eastern Sentry, the names of these two missions. Again, it is Europe, including Germany, delivering the bulk of the troops necessary there, be it air, land or sea. So I think we are stepping up, and this is what is seen in the US, and this is recognized, and this is exactly what President Trump asked for, and Europe is doing it.